I am back, and without further ado, Trinier Steinberg.
God bless you. I love you.
I
Good
love
morning.
you too. I love you too. I was so excited to meet you and to see you and everything. And you look so much like your mom.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Right.
that.
I want
She's
them to do a
beautiful.
little more of a close up on Facebook Live so my Facebook Live people could see how you are. And now you don't live here, do you?
Yes.
Oh, you do? And I've never met you?
Well, I'm low key.
Well,
I'm a support person. I just want to try to support all what needs to get done, and that's good.
I only had the pleasure and the honor to meet your mother once, and that was in the elevator down at the Penobscot building. She got into the elevator with me, and I said, she looks familiar. She was dressed like everyday woman, not all the stuff. And we had the best conversation on the way down and into the lobby. She was so wonderful.
She was. It's funny you say that because she's one of those kind of people. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm t- uh, Queen was a person who every time she would meet you, or any time she would meet anyone, she immediately established a personal communication. She knew you, you knew her, and you would people would meet her and give their whole life stories. So it was no surprise that she would meet you because, and she was one of those people when she saw a light, she would also be attracted to a light.
Wow, that's amazing. Now we got some good things going on. So
Oh, absolutely.
you've stayed in Detroit all this time.
Oh yeah, I went to St. Martin de Porres, and
Did you? I
yes.
graduated from St. Teresa's.
Oh, I went to St. Teresa for a year. It's old. It's like old home week. Yes, when they consolidated.
Right, right.
Right.
I graduated the year before they consolidated.
Oh, great.
Right,
Excellent.
right,
The connection.
right.
Thank you. So we're having a special event, and the one of the reasons we're having this event on Saturday, this Saturday, starting at 12 noon, is that when we saw 12th and Claremont, and
Yes.
there's a lot of activity, talking about the '67 rebellion, and again I say rebellion, and it's because we noticed that it was no mention of the Queen. Now, she was on the air for 48 hours on WJLB, and she stayed on the air. She got a request from Father Cunningham, who started Focus Hope,
Yes.
and Father Cunningham gave her a call, said, "Queen, if you don't do something, they're going to burn the city down, and they are going to hurt a lot of people." And she said, "Oh, wow, come on, Father, I want to go home. I got children at home." He said, "You got to do it." So she stayed on the air. She stayed at the station. She did not come home. And she told people, get off the street. They will shoot you. They are armed. They are dangerous. They will shoot you. And be safe. It was for the safety of the citizens. She would also get reports from like the fire and the police department because she had a very close relationship with Chief Nichols.
John Nichols.
Okay, John Nichols, right. And he was the police, he was the police chief
Right.
because as a people, we are historically conservative in law and order, and she would get a lot of calls. So her thing was, I got a good relation with the police department. They're protecting us. But during the rebellion, it just got too much. You remember the Big Four.
Yes,
Eh,
I had a little thing with them,
oh,
but yeah,
yeah, I
it
would just
was.
see them, and I'm like, oh God.
No, it wasn't bad, bad.
Well, thank God, a lot of people had some terrible experience with the Big
Yes,
Four.
yes,
They
they
were
did.
they were like a vigilante committee of four, and so it had just the city had separated from its people, and that's when you had a rebellion, and it just went on. Now, one of the things that we documented, Devon Cunningham, who is a protest activist and artist, informed us about the time when they had the Black Panthers held up on the west side.
Right.
Well, they called Queen because they only would come out for her. And she went in there, and of course the law, they said, no, we can't protect you. She said, I got Jesus. I don't need anybody
That's
other than.
right. That's right. It's so funny that is not a part of the regular dialogue about the riot. That Martha Jean, the Queen, went in and talked and worked with the Black Panthers.
Well, what happens when you have people who
Other
don't
people telling
tell
your story.
history.
That's exactly.
I'm right in with it. We have other people. I mean, the 12th in Claremont. That young man was from Southern California.
I went to see 12th and Claremont, and they had the panel down there. And then one young man, Jamon Jordan, he talks a lot about it. He's a younger guy, but I was his high school teacher, so I know him pretty well. He studied quite a lot about the riot, but they didn't have people who were there. I was on 12th Street that day. They did not have, and the night before, just riding down that street. But how do you have other people doing that? That just appalled me.
Well, we have members of our community who have done stories and who have done documentary.
Yeah, we do.
But the issue is who's going to fund them. This young man got the funding. We had 5 members of our church who actually gave testimony to when the Detroit Historical Society was doing the narratives.
I have one. I'm number 200 and something.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Mine is on. I'll email it to you.
But see, that's excellent because, and I have to applaud them for doing that. At least they put our history down,
Right.
and then they allow us to take they archive it and we can have access to it. And 5 of our people are in 12th and Claremont. Their narrative is in there.
That's wonderful.
But they took out the part when it talked about Queen because it didn't fit the story that they were trying. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Say
CB.
that again.
Okay. They took out those particular narratives about Queen because it did not fit the story that they were trying to tell and portray. And because they were in control, again, like you say, I agree. We have to control our own history if we want to have one. So the if I can mention the event that we're having on Saturday is at 12 noon, and it is basically it's a prayer for Detroit. It's a prayer and offering from Detroit. It starts at 12 noon. We are doing a balloon release to Detroit where you can write a little note on these balloons, and they're in the shape of a dove, and send out a prayer of Detroit. You can just say, peace, Detroit, love, Detroit. And that's starting. We will have an imam, we will have a rabbi, we will have a minister pray. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long, drawn-out prayers, okay? So don't be afraid. You can still come. And and from 1 to 3, we're having an exhibit, and the name of the exhibit is basically Brotherhood. And we're having art, Devon Cunningham, we have a Christian artist, we're having a Muslim artist, and we're having a Jewish artist who have their paintings up for display. Some you purchase if you want, and that is totally free. So we want people to come in, enjoy the prayer, release a prayer and vibe and happiness you want for Detroit, and then go and check out the art exhibit, and everything is, hey, just come do something for the city if you can't do anything else.
Right, and let's once again tell them what the address is. It's at the Home of Love.
Yeah, and that's at 10025 Grand River. And if people say, where is that? Okay, right past Grand River in Livernois. Right, if they say we're across from Straightgate, even though we've been there 35 years. But we're right there. You will see us. All are welcome, And can I mention, if you are anywhere in the city at 12 noon and you have somebody next to you, at that point we ask you, say a prayer for Detroit right there. And if you do that, then we've accomplished our goal.
Because we love Detroit.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who sit up and I can't take this. I have to love Detroit because Detroit is what made me who I am, made you who you are.
Exactly.
It made so many of us. You don't know how special you are sometimes until you get outside of Detroit.
I agree. You are a shining example, and you are a fulfillment of Queen's dream of having our people shine with their intelligence, with their beauty, and with their commitment to the people of this city. So I thank you for that.
Well, I
had
thank
the
you.
opportunity for that.
I was wondering if, since you are here, if one day we can schedule you to come back and talk about your mom, a
sure.
longer
Oh,
segment.
yes, when I can get here earlier.
Oh,
Thank
we'll
you.
make sure that that happens in a very few weeks. I think I have the date in my head, but I got to check the calendar.
Of course, it would be on.
And
Thank
we'll
you so
have
much.
more time. And everyone, look at the camera. Look at the camera. She looks so much like her mom, Martha Jean, the Queen. Oh, we have somebody online. Hold on just a second, real quick. Is that someone? Well, they could come on quick for a minute. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, that Detroit movie that they got out that probably Dan Gilbert finance movie.
It is.
I won't be going to see it. I heard that it's so frighteningly and emotionally high pitched. That these white people have portrayed the police killing three black guys.
Excuse me.
Is something
Excuse
that
me.
they probably are celebrating about. That's why they put so much money in it.
Excuse
I'm
me.
not going to see
Excuse me.
that junk.
Okay, excuse me. We're going to talk about that on the next show. So just stay tuned and you can call
Okay.
back. Thank you. Anyway, I will see you soon. I will see you soon. I am
Thank you.
so excited.
I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for Table Talk in just a few minutes.
Thank you.